Welcome to the Two Steps Ahead podcast, starring Robert Sean McGrew and Raul Ruiz, talking business, strategy, and growth, helping you stay 2 steps ahead. Let's get to work.
Hey everyone, welcome to the Two Steps Ahead podcast. I'm Robert Sean McGrew.
And I'm Raul Ruiz.
And thanks for joining us again. It's been another busy week. This year has just kicked off and it's just going.
Absolutely. It's been a great year so far, hasn't it?
It has. And lots of things. Your Bears, man, that was a game.
It was an awesome game.
Nothing like
Bears.
waiting to the last second.
Absolutely. That was a great game.
And then I was talking to some other people too that the Steelers really didn't do anything. But anyway, I don't want to. There's a lot of Steelers fans in this area.
If you're a Steeler fan, we feel sorry for you. I'm sorry.
That's all we can
There's always
say.
Next year.
Literally.
Yeah.
Literally.
For sure.
But no, okay, we're digressing with the sports and stuff, but there's a lot of things that are going on. I had a chance to sit in on some more other things that are happening in the area this week. And one of them that's really cool, and I just want to give a shout out to the U of A. I partnered with them a lot of times in the Office of Entrepreneurship, Innovation Entrepreneurship. And they've got programs already with an internship, but they've got this other new program called VIP Express. You'll be hearing more about it, but just want to give a quick shout out that it's giving more alternatives, more options. And if you're a founder, you definitely need to be looking at your options.
Yeah, let's definitely share that link in the comments, okay? So
Absolutely.
Everybody has access to that.
Definitely. So this week, when we lean into building, we already talked about it. We're already a couple of weeks into the year, and this year is looking and building into something. I know for you, we talked about a little bit last time too, that you're off to a running start, which is awesome. So it's building up to be a good year.
That's right.
But the word building means a lot of things to different people. And so I wanted to lean on that for a second. Most people, when you hear build, you think construction. You think making a building, a house, constructing a home, maybe a pet project like a shed or adding something to your driveway, or everybody thinks in those little terms. But building applies in different parts of our lives, both personal and career-wise. Building a family, building a home, building a career, building a resume. So what does building mean to you?
Building is elevating, right? It's starting somewhere and moving up, building up, whether it's your career, whether it's buying a home, whether it's starting a family, whether it's going on vacation, right? Building up to that point to get there and making it happen. That's what building is. And we're going to go ahead and talk about that type of building. And then later on, we're going to talk about building figuratively.
Oh, that's awesome.
Definitely touching on that point as well. That's what it is to me, basically. Building step by step, getting to where you want to get to at some point in time.
So going off of what you just stated and what building is, tell them where we're at, because this is also a story in the sense of building and what they've done.
Absolutely. So we are at Onyx Coffee, which is located in Springdale, Arkansas. And they actually have a few locations, one here in Springdale, Arkansas, another one in Rogers, Arkansas, which is a magnificent building. And then I think their original one, which is in Bentonville, correct?
Yeah, right off the square.
Off the square. So
Yep.
definitely want to thank them for having us today and allowing us to do our podcast. Thumbs up to them. And then they're right here. That's them right there. So make sure you visit them. And local businesses are a great way to go ahead and support your community, support the people that live in your community. Plus, this is a world-renowned coffee shop, isn't it?
It really is.
They sell coffee worldwide. So
yeah, the brand, and if you get a chance to visit their Roger location, they've got the roasting there, and you can actually watch them. They got these big machines and stuff, and they do the packaging there as well. But this one here in Springdale is really cool. We're upstairs. There's a place where you can office out of. You can study. You can do different things here. And then downstairs, a little bit more social, a little more things going on and stuff. But yeah, so come and visit them and then thank them as well for
great locations.
By the way, I'm having an Ethiopian pour over.
Nice.
It's really nice. It's got a lot of nice notes.
Very nice. Cafe latte over here. No beer today, but maybe next time.
Building on our coffee
That's right.
necessity.
Cheers.
For the sake of building, we're building a podcast. We've been working on this since last year, and now we're getting into it more and more often, more structured, more planning. Not that we're going to take away anything that we've done. Like we still don't want to be that podcast. We want to be this podcast where we just have a conversation with you and hopefully keeping you 2 steps ahead in whatever you're doing, whether it's at home, work, school, community. That's all it's about. building,
Yeah.
building yourself, building community, building your career. And the word building itself gets misconstrued because it's just something that you're putting on top of something and adding to it. But it's not always that. Sometimes the building part has to allow itself its own process to mature, right? So I can plan, we talked about planning, I can work towards something that I think that I want, but it doesn't mean that I'm going to literally build. We'll go back to the construction piece. You're building a house, you got to have the foundation first, then you got to get the drywall, and then, oh, I forgot the plumbing.
Let's go ahead and touch on that. That's a great point. You go ahead and start the concrete, the plumbing, and everything that goes along. And those steps they're not always going forward. Sometimes you got to take a step back and look at the whole picture and then figure out what that next step's going to be. Even if you have that process, it might not be the right process. You might have to deviate from it and pivot from it and create something else.
Right.
But again, that's what you do in construction. That's what you do in constructing your own life on a daily basis, right? Whether, again, it's your career or if it's your family or if it's going on vacation or dealing at work, whatever the case may be, there's always steps that you take. And sometimes you have to take a step back to view the whole picture.
And then you have obstacles that come up, right?
Absolutely.
Rain, snow, too hot, too dry. Maybe a shipment is late. Maybe it's on back order. Maybe the prices went up. Maybe the prices went down. But there's all these different variables that play into what we call building. So building, depending on what it is that you're building, could take some time. But you have to be cognitive and patient on that sometimes.
Absolutely.
But building is everywhere that we are at, and whether it's with your child and they're doing their homework, or whether you're at church and learning a new lesson, whether you're in the community and building on a program that's extended to the further community, or if in your career you're trying to get somewhere or get into something that you don't know how or anything about it. Which, speaking of, we've got a great guest today who's going to lean into that and how you can build into something that maybe you hadn't thought about, or maybe you had, and she can give you some insights on how to do that.
Absolutely. And she is breaking glass ceilings and making it happen in Northwest Arkansas. And we are going to welcome her here in the next few minutes. It's going to feel like next few minutes, but it'll probably be like, bam, instantly, just like that. But she's not here yet. We'll try that again here in a few minutes.
You didn't put your little hat on it.
Yeah, exactly. And by the way, I may or may not have my hat on the next segment.
Okay, so you do have your hat on, but not the right one.
That's correct.
All right, folks, it's all right, good. I think now's a good time for that pause. And when we come back, we'll have our guest with us.
Absolutely.
Welcome back to the Two Steps Ahead podcast. Thanks for that brief pause. It was a long pause, actually.
It was actually, yeah.
I like
we're back, though.
I like those meetings 5 years later. My kids like those too. So.
I'll make sure I put that on there if I didn't.
Yeah. And we're doing this on purpose because our guest is like waiting to speak, and the longer we talk, she's getting more nervous.
Are we building up to that?
We are.
We are building up to that. That's correct. Yes.
I was waiting for that. All right, Raul. We've been building to this moment.
We have.
She's been waiting for it.
Go ahead and introduce yourself.
My name is Amanda Flores. I am a business director at IHawl Land Specialists, and I've been in the construction industry for about 11 years now. I started out in recruitment and worked my way into business development, and I absolutely love what I do. People like to say it is a male-dominated industry, and I'm here to show up and show out for the women and say, we're taking over, baby. So I really appreciate the opportunity to be on this podcast. So thank you both for having me.
Thanks for being here. And you fit right into that, building it up, and you've been building your career.
Yes.
And you've been building up women as well in general, which is awesome because this is an industry that, frankly, there's no secret to it. It's male dominated, but I've seen more and more women, which is cool. And whenever I see a woman in construction, I'm like, hey, cool, you go, girl. But yeah, tell us a little bit more of what got you interested into this to begin with, besides the knowing that there's a building of women and helping women up. But this industry is not common for women, but what got you interested in it?
So it honestly just fell into my lap. I was at the gym one day working out, shout out J Street Gym. in Bentonville, Arkansas. I had to think about where they're located, but just had somebody randomly come up to me and say, hey, I'm looking for an office sales manager. Are you interested? And at the time I was in HR and love all the HR folks out there, but it was not my forte. So I said, why not? I'll go for it. So got into office sales management, and from there just took off. From office sales management, I got into recruiting for construction. This is where I met this guy. And yeah, everything is just wonderful. It's been great since then. And then I decided to get into construction recruiting and realized that recruiting is still sales. And I was technically selling the company still at that point. So I said, let me try business development. And here I am.
And in some ways, Amanda, you were selling yourself, which is part of building, right? You built your career and you didn't start with just one thing and you led to another. And just like we were talking about earlier, building careers is something that is important to a lot of people, but a lot of people don't know or have all the proper tools in their tool bag to get to that. So tell us some of the skills and the tools that you learned along the way that got you to where you are now.
I would say 100% networking. You're not going to get opportunity if you're staying home and you're doing your regular routine over and over. You got to just have faith and get yourself out there and meet amazing people that can connect you. A lot of times you just have to take that step of faith and then the rest will fall into place. So I just really encourage everybody to get out there, meet new people. All it takes is someone to connect you to somebody else, and that's how your career will go off. Like mine did. I wouldn't be here today if it weren't for that one person that said, hey, I think you can be good at this. Let me give you a chance. So I'm grateful for that. But
music pause.
Because it gotta happen. Tell us, what were some of the challenges you had trying to get into construction?
Knowing absolutely nothing. It was Greek to me. I am very good with people. I can talk to people, but understanding terminology, just the logistics of everything, the technical side of things, I had to really decide to do my research, ask people questions. You're not going to learn unless you absorb like a sponge. And so that's really what I soaked myself into, is just growing myself.
So you've been in construction for over 10 years, correct?
Yes.
So you grew from, I guess you went from the bottom to the top. You're an executive now with a company you're at now. Tell us a little bit about that challenge and how did you break through to the executive branch within your company?
So really, I have to give a lot of credit to the field. The guys in the field just really took me under their wings and taught me everything that they knew. They believed in me, so they were able to help me learn everything that I needed to know about the field so that I could have credit in the office. And now, because I know the field as much as I do, I'm able to connect the field to the executives in the office, which is absolutely incredible. Once you learn what the C-suite needs from the field and what the field needs from the C-suite, you can be that middle person and just help everybody stay on the same page. So I'm very blessed to be in that type of position.
What advice would you give someone that is trying to get into construction and is a woman, right? What barriers are there and what recommendations would you give? What advice would you give?
My advice is to stay neutral. And what I mean in that is you don't want to come in extremely feminine where you're throwing yourself a little bit, because that is not respected in our industry. The men have to feel safe with you. And in order to get that type of respect, you have to stay neutral. My other advice would be to not allow yourself to become too masculine. And it's a fine line because you're hanging out with the bros all the time. And so there's a lot of profanity, there's a lot of crazy jokes, and also a lot of hard work. And so at times you just get in this masculine energy and it's hard sometimes to get out of it. So just stay centered, remember who you are as a woman, and you can be a woman in this industry and still hold true to who you are.
That's awesome, and thank you for that perspective, because a lot of people look at the reverse where men tend to lean and learn more from the women and the different perspectives that they bring, but this is flipping that script, and it is really cool that you've leaned into that. I think I find particularly and relate to you much that learning both sides of the aisle, so to speak, in the field and the office is so important. And I think not enough people respect and acknowledge and understand that portion of it, because you can get more done by knowing how this happens and how this works and what needs to happen here. I refer to myself as a translator in a lot of ways, in particular for business and tech. Tech and business never understand each other. Here's field and office don't understand each other. Office expects and wants something to be done, and the field says, this is the way I've got to do it. And the office is, what are you talking about? So having that ability is genius. It's great.
That's a great point. That is a great point. So now that you're an executive, what's the breakdown as far as percentages, as far as being on the field and being in the office? Is there a percentage there?
For me personally, yes, but because I choose to. And that's another thing that I want to just put out on the table and say, hey, if you want to be good at what you do, you need to make sure that you make it a choice to stay in the know, especially like I'm talking construction, in the field and in the office, because you can get sucked into one or the other. And so it's very important that you're mindful of where you put yourself. But I would say for me, it's a good 60-40. I don't get into the field boots on the ground as much as I'd like to, but I do like to go out and see the guys and let them know that I appreciate them, see if there's anything that they need from me. Sometimes just showing up out there and saying, hey, thank you so much for what you do means more to them than you could ever know. So that's something that I take actual pride in. But being in the office, obviously you're in construction, you're dealing with everybody from the owner to estimators, project managers, your finance people, office personnel. So you've got to stay in synergy with them. Otherwise, you don't know what's going on and you're not going to be able to go out and sell your company or recruit and find people to come work for your company. So it's very important to be in the office and also in the field. Another thing I'll touch on too is just business development with networking. If I'm not out meeting new people, then I'm not branding my company. There's no awareness of my company. And ultimately, I'm failing myself with my personal goals and also my company. And that's just not going to cut it for me personally.
So in the sake of building and toolkits, what are 3 key things that women can learn now to be able to apply and get into the construction field?
I would say getting into an organization like Crew. If you research Crew, it's a lot of women from general contractors, engineers, architect firms come out to one of their free events. They have lunches that they host, and you can come and look for me. I'll connect you to the women. Get on LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, search some local companies and just get a feel of what's out there. And then the last thing would be just to ask questions, because if you're truly interested in getting in this industry, you need to do your research. And trust me when I say you won't regret it. It's a wonderful industry. I would not change it at all for anything in the world. I'm a very authentic person, and the fact that I can be in the construction industry and just be true to who I am means the world to me. My nervous system is just amazing in this industry. I don't have to worry about white collar corporate office type of stress. So yes, of course, there's executives that you're going to have to meet with and provide value to and wow them, for better lack of terms, but you also get to just be true to you. So I love that.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Also, from the other perspective of things, what's one thing that maybe you weren't prepared for when you got into this industry and that you had to overcome?
Grouchy superintendents and foremans.
No.
Yes. And what I've learned is it's just because they've felt undervalued. So sometimes when somebody is very angry or outspoken, you gotta take a step back and really figure out why. And to me, what I've learned is that their why is passion. Their anger comes from a standpoint of them not reaching excellence. And so that's why the emotions are working up and they're just like, grr. I've had to put my time in to earn respect of these grouchy supers or foremen and just let them know, hey, I'm on your side, like we're in this together. And once you put in that time to earn the trust, then everything shifts. And it doesn't just shift for you and your relationship with them, it shifts for the entire company, because their attitude is going to affect their crew out in the field, and that entire team is ultimately going to affect the general contractor as well as the owner of whatever project's going on.
That's awesome. Thank you. Appreciate that.
Yeah, I will say one of the recurring themes, I would say that whether it's any industry, whether it's construction or CPG or any industry, is engagement. Is engaging your employees, is communicating with your employees. That engagement is so important, right? And that's when people feel valued and they want to stay where they're at. and knowing that they're putting their 2 cents in and it's being heard is very valuable.
So another part of talent recruitment in any company is the building of the person. You talked about the supers a moment ago, but in general, what are some other tips that companies and especially executives can do to lean into their people and build them up?
I would say for the executive level to personally get out in the field and give somebody a handshake and let them know that they appreciate them, ask them if there's anything that they need, continue to throw employee appreciation events, invite in their families. If you bring in somebody's spouse or their children, that just hits them right in their heart and it's going to matter. One of the slogans that I personally use myself is from heart to hard hat. And the reason why is because a lot of times we get so busy on production and ROI and we forget that there's a heartbeat underneath that hard hat. These are humans out there, and these humans are working so that they can provide for their families. So we need to never forget that. We need to treat each other with respect. And at the end of the day, if you have respect for one another, you're going to get exactly what you need for your business, and they will get exactly what they need for their families.
That's great advice. Let's flip that around for a moment. So the field person is saying, yes, exactly what Amanda said, that executive has a responsibility. It's on them. What do you say to them in that aspect? How can you as a field worker also lean in and bring your executive team along?
Whenever you're actually invited to an event, show up. A lot of times people in the field complain about being undervalued, not appreciated, but when the executives extend invitations, they don't actually show up to the events. So it's one of those situations where you need to meet us in the middle, and that's where the beauty lies, is right there in the middle. So if we're going to give a little bit, we need you guys to give a little bit as well.
So one last word of advice for people out there in particular, and then we're going to go rapid fire. What do you tell the women out there that are listening, that have heard all the pieces that you put together, if they're still on the fence?
There's a space here for you in this industry. You're needed. Us women, we keep the men organized. We nourish those around us, and we empower those around us. So the energy that you hold within as a woman, you are needed in this space. Truly, I believe that we can help keep everything level just across the industry. So if you are interested, feel free to reach out to me. I encourage you to look in your personal network and see who you can talk to. But not only are you needed, there's rewards. The construction industry pays very well. There's advancement opportunities. And if you are married, single, you have a child, whatever it is, whatever your why is, letting them watch you take those steps in a male-dominated industry is just a feeling that nobody can take from you. So I highly encourage you to look into it.
That's awesome. Thank you so much for that. And hopefully everybody that's listening out there, feel free to reach out to her, reach out to us. We'll get you connected and be happy to get you moving if that's something that you're really interested in. All right, some rapid fire questions. This is your next victim, so to speak. No right or wrong answers, but just your opinions on things.
Okay.
All right.
Let's do it.
Sidewall or brick?
Brick. Only because I looked up and I saw brick over there, so it helped me answer my question.
It's no secret, Northwest Arkansas in particular is booming and growing. Is our construction this year for 2026, is it going to continue to scale up? Is it going to level off, or is it going to go down?
100% scale up. And I only know that because I go to events and that's what they're saying, and I believe them.
All right. How about you, Raul? Give it a hard one. I just caught him off guard. I love doing that to him. Don't worry. This is something we do, but it's okay.
You got to love that look, right?
Yeah.
It was almost deer in the headlight look, but it actually went off to outer space. But that's okay. It's no big deal. All right. Pound for pound in the construction industry here locally, what is the most used material besides concrete? Because concrete, everybody has to have concrete. But
I'm going to have to throw in a plug right now since I'm in the site work.
Go for it.
Okay, so I don't know if it's the most used, but dirt, come on, we have to get out there and excavate and grade and level up. So shout out to IHawl Land Specialists out in Farmington, Arkansas. We are a complete site work company. So we do everything from your dirt work, your utilities, topsoil, and we're also getting into mining as well. So overburden stripping, reclamation, and also concrete crushing. From dirt to done, we deliver.
Wow.
Let me tell you, this lady knows her stuff. When she gets passionate about something, she really learns it from head to toe. So
I was just happy she gave us the dirt.
Yeah.
But she really went deep in the dirt.
Yeah,
right?
I have to. Hey.
That was impressive. But
That's more than I've ever heard about dirt. That's a lot of dirt.
It can maybe fill that much.
Absolutely. Yeah. So we want to go ahead and thank Amanda for coming in today and talking to us. Here's the name of the company in case you missed it. And I'll share whatever information you'd like for us to share with our people out there in YouTube land and Spotify land. And hopefully you will get some comments. And if you have any questions for Amanda for construction, please feel free to subscribe, comment.
Yes, absolutely. Thanks for building with us today and building upon this podcast. As everybody knows out there, we'd like to have real conversations, real people like Amanda. And hopefully this will get you connected and maybe looking into the future of something that you may have thought about or not thought about before. And it's something that you could lean into now. So thank you, Amanda. Thanks for being with us.
Absolutely.
Appreciate it.
Yes.
Longest break ever. We're back.
I found my head again. I had taken it off. I'm not sure what happened, so it disappeared.
Where'd your wand go? This is crazy. Thanks to Amanda for being here, man. Great advice.
Absolutely.
She's doing so many wonderful things.
Yeah.
And definitely, if you want to get in touch with her, connect with her. You can connect and link with her here on our podcast. She mentioned about joining the group Crew. That's definitely another good networking group, and she can get you connected in there as well. And so look at that in our comments and in our tags. But the biggest piece here, I think, is what she has built for herself, where she is helping to build both women and men. She talked about that, right? Bringing them together, not apart, and not just increasing more women just to have more women.
That's right.
But women who want to be in there and the men to accept and participate and be understood themselves as well.
Yeah, she's not only building her career, she's building everybody else around her, whether it's a man or a woman, or if it's somebody in the field, or if it's somebody in the office. She is looking to build. And that's a great trait to have in this construction industry, right?
Oh, absolutely, really absolutely. But in here in Northwest Arkansas, you know that we are cutting edge on a lot of different things, and having somebody like Amanda right here in our backyard and doing all these wonderful things is great claim to fame for us amongst many different things that are happening here. And I honestly, never talked about dirt so much.
I didn't know there was so much dirt out there. I do know that we do have red clay dirt out here in Northwest Arkansas and Oklahoma. But boy, she dove deep into that dirt. So
That's all right.
Thank you, Amanda.
Thank you. I appreciate it. But we learned, right? We learned something.
Absolutely.
And now we've got something to build upon.
Yep,
and not just the dirt itself, which I do need some for my garden. Man, I tell you, this place has been good. Again, here at Onyx Coffee, or coffee in the afternoon. I know some people don't like coffee in the afternoon, but
let me ask you a question. Do you drink coffee at night?
I drink coffee all the time, bro.
So do I. What is it with people saying that they can't drink coffee at night because they can't go to sleep? I have no problem sleeping.
Do you sleep?
I do.
Oh, okay.
No problem sleeping. I can fall asleep right now.
With the hat off.
With the hat. Well, if I find it, it might disappear.
I think it's just different for different people. And I will say that maybe certain types of coffee that I won't drink all day long. I tend to be a coffee snob. I import a lot of my stuff.
Oh, my goodness.
But I have coffee on tap all the time. As a matter of fact, just to get on the tangent for a second, right now in my house, I've got coffee from Peru, Colombia, Puerto Rico, Costa Rica, and I'm missing one, but yeah.
I think this guy actually puts it in a 40 and then drinks it. Yeah, coffee on a 40. Yeah.
Explain to people what a 40, because some people out there is like, what? The back
for,
40?
Yeah. For our Spanish-speaking people, that's like a wama, if you've never heard of it. It's a 40-ounce bottle of beer, but let's go ahead and take out the beer and put some coffee in there. Might as well.
Might as well go old school and call it a Mickey.
Yeah. I'm like, get a Mickey, yeah. That's real old school.
Okay. All right, bringing us back. It's all good. But thank you for joining us today. Hopefully, again, that we've given you something to think about, something to ponder, something that's useful for you. That's what the Two Steps Ahead podcast is all about, is making sure that you can keep and stay 2 steps ahead in your life, whether it's home, school, community, work, wherever you're at, and building relationships big time. We've built a relationship for a long time, and we're bringing people into that fold now, like Amanda today. And we appreciate her being here.
That's right.
But what's the thing they need to do?
Subscribe, comment, yeah, all that, definitely. We appreciate you.
Thank you for joining us on the 2 Steps Ahead podcast. Until next time.